This video was made possible by EA Game Changers. Hey everybody, Brazen Lotus here. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick overview of how college works in Discover University. The first thing you might want to do is research the universities that are available. Each one has their own specialties, so you want to make sure that you look into that and choose the one that best fits your goals. Next thing you're going to want to do is go online and apply. You can check on your application status periodically, but it does take a couple days before you'll hear something back. When you finally get your acceptance letter, you'll see which degrees are available to you. Sims with certain types of skills will have the option to earn a distinguished degree. This will allow them extra perks when they pursue a career in that field. You then have the option to choose how many classes you want to take towards your degree for that term, and you can choose to take an elective class. Elective classes help you level up other skills that aren't related to your degree. So the next thing you have to figure out is where you're going to live while you're going to school. There are definitely pros and cons to each one of these choices. First couple of options are to live at home or off campus. This is obviously the cheapest option, but it does put you farther away from people if you want to study or socialize. The other choices are university housing. If you live in university housing, you're automatically going to have roommates. In the penthouse dorms, you're sharing a room with several other people. Although you're surrounded by a lot of people, which helps when you need to study, it can be annoying when roommates come in and just use your stuff. Also, there's no cooking or kitchens in the penthouse dorms. You can buy yourself a microwave and a mini fridge and live out of that, but eventually eating all that crappy food will take its toll. You can also eat in the cafeteria at the student commons. They do have limited hours, so keep that in mind, but if you live in university housing, your meals are free. The other type of university housing is a house. This option is way more expensive, but it's also much more private. Roommates usually have their own room, and you have a fully functioning kitchen. Last but not least, you've got to figure out how you're going to pay your tuition. You can take it directly out of your household funds, you can get a loan, or you can use scholarships. You can get scholarships based on the skills that you have, where you live, or whether or not you get accepted for a distinguished degree. If I were you, I'd apply for those as soon as you're done applying for university. When you first get to university, it might be a good idea to visit a kiosk. You can get a lot of great information here, buy some objects for your dorm room. There are several different types of events that you can visit, hosted by different organizations on campus. If you want to level up some of your other skills while you're there, you can sit in on a skill class, or if you need to make a little bit of money, you can tutor other students at the college. As I said previously, you'll find the cafeteria in the student commons. You'll also find plenty of areas to study alone or with others, and sometimes events are hosted here. You'll also find any skill-building objects related to your major here as well. All your classes will have homework assignments, but the finals will be different depending on the course. There are two types of finals that you can turn in early. One is a presentation and the other is a final paper. In order to get the best grade on those, you're going to want to refine and edit them until they're in excellent condition. The other type of final is more traditional, and it's an in-class final. Just make sure you study before you go. Part of your grade is also how you participate in class. I found that making sure that my homework was done and studying for the class before I went to it definitely helped. You can use a computer, or you can purchase a university book from the kiosk if you need to study. I suggest you start those final projects early. It can get really hard to juggle everything sometimes, and the last thing that you want to do is turn in a poor quality assignment. Your term will last 5 weekdays, and you'll need 12 terms total in order to get your degree. Once you've completed the 12 terms with satisfactory grades, you'll be able to graduate. Going to graduation is optional, but hey, I worked hard for it, so I went. I guess my sim preferred his underwear to a gown, but at least he showed up in his cap. Once he got there, he talked to a couple of other graduating sims, walked into the building, apparently had a ceremony, and came back out. Although all this was extremely underwhelming, it was nice to go home and find a graduation picture in my inventory, and the next day, get a diploma to put on my wall. Overall, I would say that I really enjoyed it. The classwork didn't seem like it was too much of a chore, but just enough so that I knew that I had to work for my grades. The housing options were all really immersive and felt true to life. I did have an issue living off campus getting sick more often. Don't know if that's a glitch. But I will say that the two most disappointing things are one, the graduation. If it's going to be a rabbit hole, at least throw up a bunch of decorations and balloons and stuff and make me feel like it's special. The other that I had was with events. I didn't really mention them because there wasn't really a whole lot I could do with them. By default, a ton of people go to university. Therefore, if there's an event, I expect a lot of people to show up. Not at these events. Also, maybe I just missed it, but I didn't exactly know what the purpose of going to these things was. It would be nice if this is something they adjusted in the future. At the very least, if we had more people show up, there would definitely be more drama. And drama always keeps things interesting. That's it for this video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching!